time for another edition of our popular Legal Insider segment. Today we're talking about social media and the law. Now, many of us have personal social media accounts like Instagram and Facebook, and some of us have work accounts where we post information about our jobs. But did you know that what you post on any kind of social media could get you in legal hot water? Here to explain is Aidan Murphy, managing partner at Mike Murphy Law Group. Good morning and welcome back, Aidan.
Thank you, Crystal.
So let's get into this. So if you post something on social media, you have to be careful because it might be used against you. Is that true?
Yeah, I'm comfortable saying that it is rarely, if ever, advisable for somebody to post on social media about the subject matter of their court case. I have clients that, when it becomes an issue, will be surprised that there are not additional protections there and that those kinds of posts can be used against them. But at the end of the day, these are public platforms, and they're treated like public platforms. So there are civil cases where not only are those public posts related to a job termination or a personal injury used against the client, but I have had requests before of defense lawyers where they ask for private correspondence between one person and your client if the subject matter is related to the action that you have in the court. I rarely grant those undertakings, but they do exist. And I see no reason why, if push came to shove in certain cases, that a court couldn't give that kind of order for someone to produce records between your client and another person. Criminal cases are a little different. You can't be required to give that kind of information, but if it's a bad idea in a civil case to make public posts about a termination or a personal injury, in a criminal case, that's a really, really bad idea.
Sure, I can understand too a court case that would be a bad idea. Let's say I just post something defamatory. For example, I post that I had a bad experience at a restaurant, or I posted something bad about a person. You know, could that come back to haunt me?
Yes.
In a legal way. Obviously, it might be socially, but legally.
Yes. I mean, libel is a real action that someone can bring and there's requirements for it. But with all that said, the reason why people only hear about slander and libel cases among Hollywood actors, or Drake and Kendrick Lamar or something, the reason why is in most cases, even if you can satisfy that you have an action there and there's liability, the person on the other side, whether that's you or a person that you're suing, rarely has the ability to pay it. And it's going to be hard to find a lawyer that will bring that kind of case because the other person on the other side of it might not have an ability to pay.
Interesting. So if you put the shoe on the other foot and I find a post that I find defamatory towards me, that it also might be difficult to find a lawyer to take my case because
it's going to be difficult. It might be there. You might have an action, and you can likely bring that to court if you'd like. But it's difficult to prove those kinds of actions, and it's difficult to find lawyers that will take them.
Well, I think the bottom line is just be super careful about when you're posting on social media, whether it be private or work, whether it be a work device or a private device, because you were telling me that even private messages could possibly be something that could be, pulled out and pulled against you.
Look, I mean, a lot of people have read about, big class actions where all different types of emails between employees are disclosed in the discovery process, or different actions against media entities where anchors can be texting back and forth and those are produced. Those principles, in a lot of cases, even in smaller scale litigation, can still apply. It's not often the case that those issues are pushed on in smaller actions, but there's no reason why they couldn't be. And it's best to just keep things off social media, keep things limited where possible in terms of what you're writing down or what kind of conversations you're having outside of your conversations with your lawyer when you're in the middle of a court case.
Well, Aidan, thank you so much for answering this question for us and our viewers today.
Thanks a lot. Appreciate it.
All right, that was Aidan Murphy, who is a managing partner at Mike Murphy Law Group. Now, a reminder, the information provided in this segment is of a general nature and is provided for information purposes only. It does not constitute professional legal advice. Now, please contact a lawyer before making any legal decisions. And if you have a question about law in Atlantic Canada, send it to us. You can email us at yourmoneyatlantic@bellmedia.ca or text us at 10400. You might get your question answered on our next Legal Insider segment.
This edition of Legal Insiders, brought to you by the Mike Murphy Law Group.